Alright, so this is a video on how to make windows in Minecraft, and this video will not show you a lot of designs, but it would rather teach you about how you can create your own designs. So the first window is pretty simple. You could just add a bottom part, and you could add a side part, and you could add a top part. Now you have a bottom part, a side part, and a top part, and I should probably put in the windows. And also I like to use stained windows. And what's also important is to use a different color, so you get this contrast between the kind of rim and the wall itself. So the bottom part you could change a lot. You could, for example, do a trapdoor down here. You could put a flower pot and a flower in here, but for this I will use a puzzle, and as a kind of rim to it I will use some trapdoors, and on the sides I'll use some leaves, maybe put some signs around. And what this does, it's creating this extra 3D and depth effect. So you could also use stone walls as the sides, or just down here, and you could add a cactus flower here. And on the top part you could also, for example, use stairs like so, and do something like this, and already it looks 1,000 times better. So you can always change one part, either the bottom part, the side part, or the top part. So now this method, what I really like about this one is that it works well with different sizes. So for example, here I have a 3x3 window, and we can just do exactly the same. We can copy paste almost the same thing, but for this I'm gonna use no leaves or puzzle. I'm just gonna use stairs, slabs, and spruce trapdoors. And on top of these trapdoors I'm gonna use some fences, and then maybe something like maybe a stair, upside down stair, and same goes for this side, a stair, there you go, and a upside down stair, and then maybe a spruce slab and spruce trapdoor on top. Let me just /time set day. Now this is already really good, but I chose the yellow paint because it's lighter, and because it's lighter and it's kinda the other materials are not so light, you could add some lanterns to it to make it kinda complement, or now the colors complement each other. And in the middle you could add a flower pot. So basically the window is just as good as the detailing around it. And what you also could do is, if you want to change up the sides a little bit, you could add trapdoors on the side like so, and this will create this even more 3D effect. As you can see, when I'm going from side to side, it's looking a lot more 3D. So you could also add some, I don't know, detailing down here. It isn't necessary, but I don't know how this will look. Yeah, I think it looks really good. So yeah, now the next type of window is probably the most common one, which is this just plain stairs with some glass paints in between. And this really works well with all different kinds of shapes and sizes. But this is really plain and simple. So what you can do is to, like at the sides, remember as I said, you have the bottom part and the top part, and you have the sides. So now this is the sides. So you detail the sides, And then, for example, you could use these ones to detail the top, and then this should be a plank, and use this to detail the top. I need one more of those, like so. Already looking a lot much better, and this creates this almost, what's it called, saloon kind of windows. And you could also use, for example, leaves and a beehive just to create that extra depth, or not the depth, but kinda detailing, and some signs for extra. What I really like about the beehive is that it creates this perfectly line on top of the signs. So there you go. We have 1, 2, 3 finished. So the next one is basically this one, because you could use like stone stairs here, but with stones you have walls. So instead of stairs at the top and bottom, you could use walls like so, and then you could put glass paints in between like this. Already looking a lot better. And then maybe some leaves, and again using some signs to get that rim effect of the leaves, and maybe, I don't really know what I'm doing right now, but I think it works. And yeah, you don't really need anything else. Or maybe you could also add a side, and you could also add a top, but remember, not every Windows needs a top, and I think this is one of them. Now to the next is not square windows. I have a window in a plus shape like this. What you can do, what I like about this, or these kind of windows, is that you could create so many variants. Right now I'm just creating a simple variant like so, and I could do something like this and this. And you could also make it slightly kind of slightly less steep on the top, like so, and to just I need this to kind of make this more oval shape. I think that's what they call it. And you could also do it down here at the bottom, or you could do like a stair here and some slabs and stuff. You could do a lot of different kinds of things with these builds, but you could also, just to maybe decorate it even more, I'm just adding some extras here. I don't really know what I'm doing right now, but you just have to detail the windows really good, and then they become really good. So you could do something like this, maybe a stair instead, and hang down a lantern there, for example, like so. So it creates a different kind of a different kind of approach to the build, kind of. So now you have a lot of things to look at your build. The next one is this. So basically it's not exactly the same as this one, because as you can see here, the shape is integrated into the wall. But now you could create really cool shapes with this, because you could put this behind the wall like so, and then you have a heart in glass, which is already really cool. But again, the detailing is just as important as the window itself. So you could do something here, like so maybe. Oh, is this good? Yeah, I think this would be good. And maybe a sign, or maybe, yeah, I think that's good. Maybe we could also continue these upwards, like so. And you could also do this overhang with just a spruce fence, or a fence of any kind. And remember, what I'm doing now is just with one type of stone, one type of wood. So you could experiment yourself with this and create so many different types of windows. But now to the last window. It's really simple. I just wanted to remind you that you have to be creative, because this shape is, what can I say, an interesting shape to pick. So I'm just gonna improvise something here. No, how can I put this? Maybe like so. I need a slab there and there and oh. Like so. And again I can use a sign. I think that's good. And then for the top part I improvise just a, I think I do a little thick border. And yeah, how can we do it? Maybe like this. I want a trap door, please, thank you. Like this. That's an interesting shape. Maybe maybe a slab instead. Yeah, I like that. So there you have it. All the different kinds of houses, and by far the two most important things are, firstly, use colored glass paints. It makes such a difference. And secondly, the detailing is just as important as the window, or really the detailing makes the window. So, and thirdly, also be creative. And I think that's it for this video. I hope you learned something. I really like this one. It's kind of reminds me of a saloon. And this one too, actually. And this one is unique, and yeah. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and maybe a subscription, please. And thanks for watching, and bye.